Hey traders, Raghee here, and one of the topics that I've been getting a lot of questions about has been about natural gas and also a certain amount of seasonality. So let's tackle natural gas and really discuss kind of how this journey started with natural gas back in August, what the distinct change was between October and November, and where we are now. All right, so let's start at the very beginning, which is natural gas has a seasonal tendency to really get going bullishly starting in August, because this is when the market begins to discount expectations for higher demand. And this plays out really clearly on the seasonal chart of natural gas. So we can see a lot of chop between May, and then take a look at the way in which seasonally August shows that pickup. Okay, cool. That's where we were looking for the technicals to overlap with the seasonals. You know, if you're going to use seasonals, you've got to have price and or technicals jive. Now, the reason I say technicals is because we started to see the double green chopped around a bit, and we started to reorganize into double green, which is a measurement of the 8, 13, 21, and 34 exponential moving averages, technicals. Now, as we moved into October, we started to see a lot more volatility, a lot more. And partially it's because natural gas ended up on the radar in a much more mainstream way after the move from August into October. You get this kind of move, and all of a sudden everyone's talking about natural gas, even people that normally wouldn't trade it. So it goes a little bit more mainstream, and it gets a lot more volatile. Well, that volatility, not so coincidentally, also jived with, well, take a look at the seasonal. When do we see volatility here as we transition from October to November? November is what I call the last dance, because there's maybe a couple more moves higher to take advantage of as the trend falls apart before ultimately we get the rollover in winter. Now, why is that? Because the market has spent all of this time rallying it up in anticipation of higher demand, and unless, and here's the big point, unless we have some sort of ratcheted up expectation for a harsher winter, there's very little reason to continue to drive natty higher. So we're technically not in clarity anymore. We're bearish. We're seasonally not bullish anymore, right? We're also bearish. And you'll notice that price and the seasonals are absolutely in sync with each other. And that's where I say, sure, there might be some rips higher, but all that natty gas can really rely on now for any kind of rip higher, and this is not where you want to put yourself when you don't have the price action and the structure of the market on your side, where you don't have the seasonals on your side, and you're looking at a very fresh downtrend, red over red downtrend. This is where you don't want to rely on about the only thing that could send natty higher: supply disruption narratives or winter storms. And we really can't plan on either one of those. You can just sit and hope. That is not what trading is. So this is where I say, look, we have to accept that the best clarity of natty is behind us. We're south of the 200 propulsion. We've gone red over red. So this conversation is more about along the lines of, Rag, okay, so that's the process. Find the seasonal tendency, sync it up with the technicals, green grab candles. Once again, we know the seasonal transition going into November. We can see the chop, forming. We know that this part of the year starts to move lower. That's exactly what we're getting. So now you might say, okay, Rag, what do we do? I want to say the same thing with natty as I'm going to tell you in crude oil. We're probably going to short the rips. Now, the danger in shorting the rips is, in both narratives, do we get a supply disruption narrative? And in the case of natty, do we have a winter storm? But if the winter storm is the reason for the rally, we would short into that. We would short into that rip higher. So I hope that makes sense in terms of where we are with natty and the journey from August to now. And I'll see you in the next update. Hey traders, Raghee from Simpler Trading. Thank you so much for watching this video. Be sure to leave a like and a comment below. And remember, Subscribe and click the bell icon so you'll get notified of the next update. And when you're ready to join me for live trading, be sure to head on over to simplertrading.com. I'll see you in the next update.